welcome back. We just took a little bit of a break, and now we are back, kind of mid-round, as these crazy mutated blobtars are coming at the players.
No, we're at the top of the round.
We are at the top of the round.
Yeah.
When are we ever going to fight something?
I mean mid-combat. That's what I mean.
Oh, okay.
Mid-combat.
I was like mid-round.
Yeah, no, not mid-round.
We just finished the round.
Yeah,
when are we going to fight something that's, like, nice to kill?
Never.
We're not bad guys, Fisher.
Also, you met Bill?
I know.
I mean, that is
maybe
satisfying
after
to kill.
we kill the Rock Queen, but until that happens, like, it's going to be gross.
Definitely reverse bukakiing on all of us as the Rock Queen. Nope, that's terrible.
I've only
Who is
been
the Rock Queen?
medium bukakied.
It's like we're fighting Gallagher and like just spawning every single time.
We're not fighting Gallagher, we're fighting Gallagher's watermelons.
Oh yeah, undead watermelons.
Yeah.
Not undead aberrants.
The Rock Queen is Gallagher.
So, there are, if I'm not mistaken, 3 of these creatures left.
Sure.
No,
There's like
2 of them.
left.
2 of them.
Even better.
And they...
Oh, you can't come at me, bitches.
Yeah.
No, you're too far away, for sure. However, one...
Look that way. Don't look this way. Look that way.
Now you're just... Don't tempt me, Frodo! Let's see... 2, 3, 4. So one comes at Cleaver, and one comes at Keth.
Sorry, buddy. Just
It's cool.
fucking book it.
Yeah.
I'm ready to die.
You're not gonna. I will shove devil's fingers.
Is Cleaver hit with a 9?
Come back.
No, Cleaver is not hit with a 9.
Most awesome. So it
Most
sort
excellent.
of lurches towards Cleaver and sort of trips over itself.
I'd say Cleaver like has like freaks out a little bit and takes his spear and goes whack. Like just like pops it in the face a little bit and just like
Stop.
It sort of gurgles in protest. With Keth, however, Keth, are you hit with a 12?
No.
All right, and again, it just sort of like kind of lurches towards you. You're just way too quick for it.
I mean, I feel like I'm moving in slow motion right now, but I am still much faster.
Right, exactly. Your slow motion is like 3 times faster than these creatures. And now we move on to time.
So are these things? These two are unhurt, yeah, or
These 2
thusly?
are unhurt.
Okay. Yeah, time is mathing it. She saw how effective Ice Bolty was before, and is doing another one at this guy, or at the one that's right next to the kid, Cleaver.
Okay.
Yeah. Hits.
Definitely.
Has to roll 1 basically at this point.
Yeah. For our viewers, these creatures' AC are 9, so we're being very flippant and hit or miss.
Yeah.
Normally, I think we're a little bit better at saying the number, but in this case,
in this case, also like time has a +7 with spells and bless. She'd have to roll a 1. Not the fantastic most, but it is 9 points of damage to it, followed up by this kid like Cleaver poking at it with the spear again.
okay. So time, when you let loose your spell and hit this creature, just past it, you see Morel.
It's been a minute. So.
It's been a minute. And at the same time, it probably hasn't been a minute. I will say that
it's been in for me because OOC.
Yeah. Time frequently sees Morel. Whether or not she interacts with Time is another, another conversation.
What's Morel doing?
Morel takes a dagger and slits her own throat.
That's not good.
What does Cleaver do?
Way to roll over that. Cleaver continues doing what Cleaver does as Time gets a little like,
yeah,
okay. And I would say Cleaver is very aware of these things hopping and doing weird stuff instead of like instead of like going for like the pointy end, kind of like uses the spear more like a staff, right, and like pops it with the blunt end thing he's done before. Seems nice.
Smash the pimple instead of lance the pimple.
Yeah, exactly. Rolls an 11 on the die, so hits. And
Asphyxia pimple.
ooh, 10 points of bludgeoning damage.
Nice. Not dead, but a solid blow.
But I mean, seeing this, like, so this creature we're next to both of us right at this point. I don't know if anyone else is like right around this other
Not
creature.
this particular one, no.
Okay. Time kind of like moves back. I'm having them both kind of simultaneously go. If that's kind of what we're doing.
Right.
Time moves back and sees if like she draws an attack from it. Like as she moves back.
Good question.
They have attack
The
opportunities.
answer is yes, but it will do it at disadvantage.
Okay.
And missing you.
Nice. And Cleaver also moves back and like gets positioned next to Bogey.
Okay. And you know, all this is happening. You know, time moves back. Sort of like seeing this horrific scene, and then trying to pay attention to the creature, looking back at the horrific scene and seeing that it's actually no longer there.
Yeah, she's used to this weird shit. Also seeing shit that's no longer there. There is a really strange moment that I'd say that Cleaver feels, in that Time moves in the exact way that Bogey would in a similar situation. Like it's a really strange, like who am I next to, right? Like your intuition says one thing, and then your eyes are something else,
Right.
and then like time's being time.
Right. Joy.
All right.
Company.
Joy is going to use spiritual weapon on the one that has just been beat up by that stuff going on.
Okay, so bonus action.
Yep. Move it over a couple feet. That is 17, so that's going to hit.
Yes, definitely.
12 plus 5, whereas then that's 1d8 plus 3. That's 10 damage.
10 damage. So it just explodes.
Because I'm using blunt, I knock it out.
I don't think these things knock out.
Yeah.
It might.
They're time bomb.
Yeah, that's not how it
They're
works.
walking
unfortunately.
pimples.
But I get
Hush,
that that's what Joy was going for, and unfortunately it's still.
Yeah, the funny thing is, if you hit a water balloon with a hammer, it'll still fucking water balloon explode over you.
So Time wasn't next to this creature, moved away, right?
Yeah,
but
both of
Cleaver
them.
is.
No, but Cleaver also
Cleaver
moved back.
moved away.
Yeah,
So both.
Cleaver's
Time moved away
Cleaver's 10
first
feet
to kind
away.
of see, like, to kind of
Burned the
draw
reaction.
the
How far away?
attention.
10 feet-ish.
No, I would just say like however far away Bogenschultz was, because I was like, so
No.
for at least Cleaver moved Bogenschultz. That's what I said. Time would have moved like probably 15 feet away.
Okay. Yeah, the splatter just misses them
Nice.
Yes.
for sure. Cool.
It's like we've seen this
Then,
happen at this point. They're like, no.
Then my holy
Time's
hammer
from this
just
kid.
bisects it.
Okay. Perfect.
Splat.
And
Perfect.
what's Joy specifically doing?
Am I still next to you, or did you move?
I moved towards one of the creatures,
Do you know how far you moved?
like 5 feet probably.
Oh, okay.
But
It was
that
just the
creature has
closest-
since died.
Yeah, it's died.
Yes.
I engaged it, and Bogenschultz fucked it up.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna, as Bogenschultz does, I'm just gonna
Yeah, for real.
cure wounds you again.
Okay.
Do it.
Ooh, that's much better. That
That's
is
a lot better.
14 health.
Nice.
Sweet.
That's I rolled an 8 plus 3 plus 3.
Nice.
Perfect.
Oh yeah.
What's Michaud doing?
Michaud
Thank you.
is forgetting that he is being played by me. I don't know. Michaud is fucking useless. I mean, in this fight,
Oh.
he has a. Okay.
Cure wounds.
Does he?
Oh,
Yeah.
there's two sides to the card.
Yes.
I had to screw with
He
you.
was looking at the other one before.
Um.
Well, now you can
Who
entangle
else?
these
Who
things.
else looks in? Yeah, but there's only one left.
Still entangle it, then it can't pop on somebody.
Yeah. Entangle it and we'll shoot it from far away.
Just
We
saying.
found that it is bad to have these things blow up on you.
Yeah, but I feel like we're all faster than it. We can just back up.
Are we? We haven't seen them really move that fast yet.
But so if you entangle
Yeah.
it,
The one that was coming after me had to double move.
Well, you can do
Yeah,
whatever
you're
you want to
taking
do,
that
but
Yeah.
there is options.
and because wouldn't
Yeah.
you get advantage on
Um,
attacks if it's entangled?
Oh
Depends on whether it's grapple or
no,
restraint.
it's gonna die by the time that. Yeah.
Just do it.
Who
Whatever
else?
Michelle would do.
Who,
Just do
who,
whatever
el-
Michelle
who
would do.
else is injured? Ferg is injured, or is it Zeph who's injured?
Zeph's pretty injured.
Zeph's pretty injured?
If I recall correctly.
I mean, we're at
Almost half. Yeah.
almost half.
You should probably hit that.
Yeah, hit Zeph.
Okay, yeah. Michelle's gonna go over and heal.
And that
Heal
seems
up.
like a Michelle thing to heal Zeph.
Yeah. They're like,
Yes.
you have healed you have healed your people. I will heal my people. That
Zeph
is
doesn't heal
cure
people.
wounds. It's the same.
No.
No,
Oh
Michelle.
wait, cure wounds is plus wisdom. Yes.
Yeah.
So, oh shit, that is get a good old 3 hit points back.
Yep.
Roll a 1.
Oh, bummer.
Yep.
Ooh.
All right.
Kill
Michelle is still very emotionally distraught about Rom.
Keth.
Yes, it is Keth's turn. There's one left.
Do you see
die
this
if we get
one lone one left?
Okay, I'm gonna just jaunt over to where my poison dagger fell to the ground
Okay.
uselessly. Pick it up. I figure since it fell short, it's got to be like 20 feet away from me.
Yeah, it's
And
within
then-
your range.
I'm gonna get close enough so I'm not rolling at disadvantage, and I'm gonna throw that at the last one that's left.
Perfect. And
9.
yeah, that's a hit.
I thought that was a 1.
And I'll have to make a Constitution save. Yeah.
Yes. I have to read what
do
the
you?
poison does again.
I thought these things are. I mean,
No, it's a poison dagger.
Why is it dark?
Dart.
Yes. They.
3d6 and it's a DC 11. Yeah.
It will not do anything to this creature.
So I don't even roll the 3d6 or anything?
Nah.
All right. You take 5 points of damage,
Okay.
and it hit you right in the middle of your head.
Okay.
There's just a dart sticking out.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah. But miraculously, this creature just keeps going.
the brain
and
doesn't do much anymore.
Then Keth's gonna run forward and just like punch it in.
It's got
Kath,
it's got
no.
several brains inside of its pustules around its
Ew.
body.
Gross.
Hot.
Yeah.
Ew.
That is my ideal
Brains in
woman.
there.
Are you rolling or what?
Yeah. That's a 8.
That is unfortunately a miss.
Yeah. I just swing and a miss.
Yeah.
Back off.
And if whatever little movement I have, I back away. Just
You have
probably
15
still a
feet
decent
left.
amount.
Yeah, and it will try to take an attack of opportunity on you.
Mhm.
Does it hit you with a 17?
Yes.
All right.
Eh.
So
Stop.
Fire pop on you though. So kudos.
Yeah. And I'm okay with burning its reaction personally.
6 points of damage
Okay.
and make a Constitution saving throw.
I thought we'd have to make one for getting touched.
I'm wrong.
Oh.
Fuck.
I forgot.
So the whole time we were supposed to be making them? Or?
No. I'm wrong. Like, don't make the Constitution.
Oh,
saving throw. I'm
I
totally
thought you were
wrong.
saying like you were
Every
wrong.
other time
I was
it's
like,
forward.
fuck.
You just, I was for whatever reason I'm automatic for and.
It's because we've been fighting the
You
boss
just
powers
want, you
for
just want me to
months,
die of
so-
exhaustion. It's okay.
I
though.
don't want you to die from exhaustion.
Because I
but
can't
if
make a
you
con
do-
save
burn
to
into
save my
one.
life, literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I give you my constitution? I mean,
I have
it's
a
not
good
great, but-
constitution. It's
I gave you
plus
my
3. It's not even
constitution.
bad. I
Yeah,
just
never
can't make
mind.
a
This is
con
like-
save.
the worst Disney movie
We'll
song.
develop.
Oh, I was like,
That
all right,
has
so-
almost as many hit points as Ferg does.
yeah.
After
Like 3
Oh,
Keth,
wait, I still got to do Bogey's
yeah.
turn.
where's what's Bogey?
That would give you that.
So
Bogey Knights.
Bogey is like seeing that the whole like getting up in their faces, while effective, is really hurting Keth, and so she's gonna like let Keth do his thing, get up in its face, run away, and basically kind of. Well, she wants to use her light crossbow with like Keth as a distraction, or like I don't know, not as a distraction, but like she wants to like shoot him while Keth's like doing his thing. Do we go at the same time, or does like we go up? That's what I've been confused about this whole time.
Well, so I'm gonna say that Bogey would basically not get sneak attack.
Right. I'm not trying
Because you're
to
moving
give
away.
her sneak attack for this necessarily. I'm just more like, I don't know if she's still going to kill it, and I don't want Keth to be next to it when she kills it. So I'm asking, like, are we going at the exact same
No.
time? Okay.
No, I mean it's only for ease of play that
Right.
we're
So Bogey rolls a 12.
okay.
Oh, sorry,
Definitely.
13.
Yep.
And that's going to be... And no poison damage for these guys either?
No.
Okay. That's going to be... 9 damage.
9 damage. It's definitely still up. Ferg.
Is it bloody?
So this how far away is this thing?
From you?
Yeah.
I don't rightly know. I'm going to say probably about 15 to 20 feet.
Perfect. We're going to...
I mean, you didn't go that far away, so...
We went 40. It still works, however. So we are going to do the exact same thing that we did before.
Okay.
We're going to run up, golf swing, run away.
Sounds good.
4.
Yep. Big money, no whammies.
Ooh.
No whammies. That is a 10.
Yes, that
Yay!
10 hits.
Just barely. I rolled a 5.
No whammies,
These
but
creatures
also
cater to your
not
bad
much
rolling.
money.
I know. Thank fucking Christ, somebody caters to my bad rolling. And 16 points of damage.
Yeah.
And
Oh, it splatters like a pimple.
fuck.
And
But you were already running away super fast.
well,
And
not
it exploded on me.
Yeah, Constitution
and
saving throw.
Then I ran another 20 feet.
You didn't notice until you stopped.
Yeah, basically.
I'm actually imagining like this level of like a bullet going through a water
You
balloon.
rolled
Like
the
there's
exact same number, 5. The
Do you
exact same
You
number.
already used your inspiration, didn't you?
I already used my inspiration.
Or
Well,
did you
shit.
use
So
best
that would be
inspiration?
an 8.
So you take
Fergus
one level
rolled
of
a 5.
exhaustion,
1 exhaust.
and
2.
Can I cast this as a ritual to heal everybody?
13 points of poison damage.
does Channel Divinity
Oh yeah, because it exploded.
Yeah.
So
They're all dead now.
29.
They are not moving, for sure.
Can we get the fuck out of here and maybe not be exhausted?
Well, we were trying to go for Rom before they do this ritual thing, so...
I mean, yeah, let's... Who's got
Are we
greater
level 3 or 4?
restoration and can cast 5 of them?
I have lesser restoration and can cast one of them.
Great.
Is anybody doubled? Are you doubled?
No, you're the only one that's
You're doubled. So it's gonna be on you.
Kath?
Yeah.
Kath doubled?
Yeah.
Kath
Of course
is
you
the
are.
one. Yeah.
Just go roll
Are we
around in some of the
level
pus. Get back to
We're
it.
right back, guys.
We're level 4, right?
Yeah, we're level 4.
All right. So everything's dead.
Yeah.
All right. I hold up my silver medallion, and there are now 20 hit points for you to spread between each other with my channel divinity.
From what was the ability?
Channel divinity.
But specifics.
I can.
What?
I know it's your life cleric ability, but
Yeah, that's what.
What?
They
It's
just
your
want you
life
to
cleric
read it out,
ability,
like,
correct?
explain it.
Yeah, as an action, you present your holy symbol and evoke healing energy that can restore a number of hit points equal to 5 times your cleric level.
okay. There's no more to that ability.
Yeah, choose any creatures within 30 feet of you, and then they divide the hit points among them. So whoever needs healing the most.
But you don't have to, because from what I understand about that ability, it's you have to be below half.
I am. Oh, I'm not quite. Shit. I stabbed myself first.
You have to be below half to make that happen?
Yeah.
Do I have to be, or just...
You,
No.
No, the other
people
creatures do.
that are
Yeah, the creatures do.
yeah.
Which is a fair few people, right?
No.
I'm not
Oh.
below half anymore.
Nobody.
Oh, really?
I was.
Oh.
So stab Kath
Damn.
and be like, it's cool, I got this.
Yeah. But this is a scalpel, I promise.
But you should maybe use your lesser restoration takes away exhaustion.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You should
I'm
definitely-
using that on Keth anyways.
Well, I'm back to full movement again.
Why did I
70
heal?
feet of movement.
Why did I heal you guys so well?
Yeah, exactly.
Because we like you.
Does
You're doing
Zeph
great.
really? I only healed 3 hit points.
Yeah.
Does I still have more than half?
Yeah.
Yeah. Zeph is a
Do you want to like knock your head into a wall real
No,
quick
save
or
it for
something?
later.
Save it for later.
Well, I
save
can
it
use
for-
it as an action. It's not even a spell.
Oh.
You only get to use it once per long rest, though.
Short rest, actually.
Short rest.
Short rest.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. You get back your channel divinity.
Not everyone's a barbarian,
on a short
Connor.
rest for cleric.
Oh,
I
I
mean-
kept playing it on long rest.
Ori.
That's clearly my fault.
Yeah. I mean, I could be wrong, but I would look that up. I'm almost positive almost 100% positive that it is a short rest. And they get that
Clerics
back.
were all long rests.
Well, we will find out.
It does not say on this page.
It will
It'll
say
find out
under
later.
channel divinity.
Yes.
Yeah.
Short rest.
Short or long?
Short rest.
Boom.
Cool. If it's long, I get to do it infinitely.
Also, next time I
said.
play a cleric, my spiritual weapon is just going to be a giant thumb that comes down and squishes people.
It just goes boom.
Okay, yes, because I
The emoji of doom. Just
Yeah.
He sits above them for a
The
minute. You're
thumb
like,
of
will
God.
I? Yeah.
can I hit you with my spiritual weapon?
Your patron saint is Caesar.
Can I hit you for minimal damage?
Yeah, if you can do 3 damage to me, you can heal me.
all my spells.
Minimum I can do is
Destroy
4.
it. Cool. Let's go find Rom and do
Kick his
some
ass.
murdering.
Okay.
Do we need a short?
We're working. I need a lot more.
I don't know where
short
we
rest.
Why?
Because I'm out of spell slots.
Well,
Completely.
We have to go kill. Don't you have
We can't get that long.
Eldritch Blast or something?
I haven't.
What are your cantrips?
Well, you still have your
Those are my
spiritual weapon
cantrips.
that's with you, and you have Sacred Flame.
For like another minute.
Yeah, I have spiritual weapon for the next
spiritual weapon will
30
not
seconds.
last.
Yeah. Sacred Flame is actually
It's pretty good.
decent.
And these things
Yeah.
are slow dex.
Sacred Flame
These
is
things
the
are-
cantrip, right? Yes.
Yeah, and it's dex based. Any of these things that are like
Yeah,
Yep.
these
Wobbly.
creatures are Sacred Flame's wet dream.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I was asking you. That's why I was asking you if they were undead because it does radiant damage.
Well, radiant damage is still damage. You don't have to be undead for it to only be.
Well, yeah, but it does more damage.
Not
Anyway.
always. Like
Usually,
skeletons don't take any more damage from radiant. You know?
It's
Don't
only
they?
zombies, right?
No, it's really just like things that are affected by the sun. So like vampires and whatnot.
Yeah.
Same. Yeah, so I burn my last second level spell slot to take away your tiredness. I just make you a magical coffee, basically.
Cool. Let's go kill things.
Yeah, I'm down
Delicious.
with that. If we do a short rest, cool. If not, I'm fine with it too. I still got
Yep.
You should
gear.
have 3 of these.
That get me back a couple spells.
I just happen to
Zeph
have
says,
access my character.
Go into that copse of
We'll go ahead
trees.
and
once
look
in
at
a
them,
while.
and if
Short
and
rest
if
if you
Sacred
need it.
Flame will just
Let's
use
do
damage.
that.
I don't know if
Hey,
you know what those are.
hey, dwarf.
Well, and then we can use.
Too late now, but
that was the thing.
if you
None
can
of
keep
the
your
other ones
spells.
are.
You could have kept your spells if we had just done a short rest. So we're gonna go do a short rest anyway. And anybody can heal up that they need and do some other stuff. We're gonna go to the copse of trees and take a short rest.
Yes. As Michelle, I support this decision.
Well, and also Michaud is a land druid, so he gets a couple of spell slots back on a short rest.
Oh yeah, it's kind of like the wizardy version of the cool.
Yeah. So he'll get back two levels
Yeah.
of spells, so he can make that happen however he wants.
So yeah, that's just.
Oh, it's literally like the same.
Yeah,
the
he
exact
used
same,
he used cure wounds and yeah, that was
You
it.
just get slots.
Yeah.
I'm fascinated that
I'm back at full health.
I'm fascinated. Like it's inside of the
does
D&D
this work
community, it's often thought of, and I guess rightly so, that the moon druid is like better than the land druid. But the thing about land druid is that like you basically get sort of like domain spells that are based off of the
Yes.
the
I
land
think
that
I
you're
did
most proficient
somewhere.
in. So you
But I'm
basically
not
get
sure where.
2 extra spells that
There
are
are no other
available to
fighting
you.
I just rolled a 12 on my hit die.
Yeah.
That's exciting as fuck.
And you get
Yeah.
on short rest, you get slots back. So I don't know, like,
That's pretty solid.
and you can still transform into animals. They just aren't like the big
As
baller animals.
good.
Yeah,
But
like
still
I'm gonna turn into a
Do
bird.
they get the
Like,
ability to cast with animals later, or
as animals? No,
Okay.
none of the druids do.
Gotcha. That was
Yeah.
2 broken, 3. Or 3.
Light?
Yeah. I'm turning into a gnat, and I'm gonna.
It's absolutely
Yeah.
possible to
Yeah.
cast Barkskin and then turn into an animal, and
Yeah,
then you got
that's
that.
totally cool.
Yeah. but-
So yeah, I dig that. I mean, I also really like. I played some high level land druid at one point. We were playing a double dragon themed D&D one-off thing where it was like
remember you talking
2 of
about
us
that.
playing. So I was like a 15th
Dying.
level druid, and my homie was a 15th level monk, and we were just like double dragon twins. It was kind of fun. We
I
had a lot
wanna
of fun with
play
it.
that.
It was great.
You have 6 spell slots?
We had to collect different elements and whatever stuff. It was fun.
Of which
Yeah. So I was saying like high level land druid is fucking
You
ridiculous.
have
Yeah.
4 and 3?
I mean, like all things are, but like especially that,
yeah,
like,
I
they
didn't get to
really hit it at
level.
high levels.
Wait,
Yeah.
we're level 4.
Yeah.
All right, let's
4 and
rock
3.
this.
I think so.
So
No, I do not.
what
I have
hit
not
die
leveled up
would
most
Zeph
stuff from
have?
level 3.
Just write that down.
Yes.
Zeph
I have an
says
extra
eight.
spell slot.
have
Yes.
Oh, D8. And just
I didn't have access to
Plus
this
con.
since we leveled up.
No, you're good.
So.
Just kind of keep track of it.
Oh, I didn't add my constitution
You also
to
get
that.
that for
That
level
means.
Those
Get a feat.
Yeah, I got the feat already.
I always forget
I have
about
spell
that.
sniper from that.
So that's
Guidance.
5.
I already healed.
Good.
Fuck, these spells are all useless. Because resistance, maybe?
I feel like resistance is kind of lame.
They're all lame. I mean,
Fucking
guidance
yeah, we
is not
did.
great.
Cleric
Spare the
cantrips are
dying
great.
is not great.
Guidance is actually really great.
Guidance is really
What are you
great.
talking about?
It's not as
I mean,
good as
it's
it
a
should be.
cantrip.
It's a
Cantrip.
cantrip. You just have
I
to
know.
keep casting.
And you go, oh, you're gonna be trying a thing. You should
yeah.
get some guidance from guidance.
Yeah, and I was thinking
Like, get a little
taking
extra
guidance.
D4.
You just have to really stay on top of those spells. Like, I'm
You
kind of
changing it up.
annoyingly, if I play like a cleric, I'm annoyingly like, oh, I cast resistance.
What's 30?
Oh, I cast resistance. I'm like constantly saying that. I cast resistance.
33
Oh, I cast
plus-
resistance. I just
Yes.
that,
Yeah.
35, cool.
For the viewers back home right now, we're trying to figure out what Fisher's other cantrips are because
Yes.
they never chose them. So
What the?
No.
we love everybody. There's only they had the damage one, so it's fine. But we're picking
Yes.
the other two right now.
I would definitely.
There are no other damage cantrips.
Yes,
As a
there are.
cleric.
In Xanathar's Guide to Everything, there is a spell called Toll of the Dead.
Yes, I don't have that.
That's
with
what I
me,
was
though.
looking for in here and couldn't find it. That makes
It's in
so much
Xanathar.
sense.
So
Give me a second. I'll get you the spell.
I would take Toll the Dead and Guidance as your other two cantrips.
The Toll of the Dead is a spell where it's a cantrip. You sort of force it on someone. They make a Wisdom saving throw, and if they fail, they take 1d8 points of damage. But if they've taken damage, then they take 1d12 points of damage.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah.
That's pretty great.
And of course, when you hit 5th level, that turns to 2d8 or 2d12, respectively.
I used it a lot as
I
an
know you did.
Aryan and fucking murdered people with cantrips.
And I think the cool thing about
Yeah, nice.
that combo is that you can kind of gauge, oh, okay, I'm
Xanathar,
facing a quick foe, so I'm going to use Toll of the Dead. Oh, I'm facing a kind of a stupid foe, but I'm going to use.
Do clerics have access to that spell, though?
Or wait, maybe I meant the opposite. But yeah, what's that?
yes.
Do clerics have access to that
It
spell?
is a
It's
It is a cleric
only
spell.
spell.
Yay!
Spell.
There you go.
Put that over here. Sweet.
There
Cool.
you have it.
All right.
Sorry.
Murder train.
Okay.
Hop on this ride.
Yes.
do this.
So you all are basically heading towards the inner circle.
I'd say I connect back in with June and see how things been going.
Well, where has June been?
I cast past that
Imagine
trace
watching.
again before we
I
leave
imagine
the
like
trees.
my last message to her. I mean, I got pulled out, right? So I can't telepathically communicate at that point, right? But like, I basically told June to watch them until like or if found them and see where they go, and then report back, right? So unless June's come back at this point, like June is like sitting over and watching them, or like surveying where they went. Because I can only telepathically communicate within like 100 feet.
Roll a d6 for me.
Cool. 5.
So you do connect with June, and she communicates that she's been shot at a couple times, so she's actually gone far enough away that she can't directly see them, but she thinks that they're in a certain area.
Cool. So if that's the case, I like wink June out of existence and then pop her back in within 30 feet of me. So like put her in that pocket dimension, and it takes like 12 seconds
Yeah,
to do.
cool.
As we leave the copse of trees, I cast
That's
past
how
that
we
trace
got
again.
away from the
Sounds good.
spiny.
That's from the staff.
Can
The
you?
first time.
Yeah,
I thought that took the inspiration.
my
Wait.
inspiration has activated the staff.
Oh, okay.
And now that the staff is activated, I can, as an action, cast past out a trace, and I have 10 charges to cast some other spells as well.
Yeah.
So you head in to this inner circle. Now, as I described earlier, it's like entering, the sort of like tinted window effect of like complete twilight as you head in. So darkness overtakes you. A lot of you, like dark vision immediately kicks in, and you can see up to 60 feet pretty
Separate
well.
as human.
So
Yeah.
if you're not if you don't have dark
It's okay, you
vision?
can hold Zeph's
You
hand.
don't have dark vision. I will say that you can see where you're going in the immediate area, much like a nice moonlit evening. And at the same time, it's still really fucking dark.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's just
You
gonna-
have dark vision.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because of my belt. Oh, for
Yeah.
sure. I was asking out of curiosity, or like what that would look like. You see Time take a moment of like appreciating this, and she pulls out like a piece of like glass that maybe like you've seen her use like for some of her magical incantations, and she's kind of like holding it up and like, oh, presuming it's polarized, right? Like she's just doing some like magical. Okay, like okay, just seeing how the magic of the dome works a little bit. That's all. Screw around.
Ferga's just gonna depend on you all to point us in the right direction.
Smash.
How's Lee doing? That whole fight.
Well, Lee very much took kind of a
Nope.
a defensive stance in every aspect of that fight, realizing that pretty much everyone in the group, with maybe the exception of Cleaver,
Enjoy.
was her better in the martial arts. So she just sort of.
Meanwhile, watch Cleaver do something though.
And then watch Joy
Yeah.
do nothing.
I mean, yeah. I mean, Cleaver
heals
was
the people.
definitely effective in that fight, and at the same time, like I feel like
They're
they
15.
might be like
Yeah.
right up on
Same
par.
time, 15.
Ferg begrudgingly gives Cleaver a shoulder.
Right. So you enter this area. Now I'm curious as to, in terms of the sort of engineering meets arcane ability to manipulate certain fungal growths into like massive buildings. I'm interested in if anybody has any ideas of what they would see in this area, given the fact that this is sort of like the crown jewel of orcish society. Will, you seem like you have something.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So first off, like we've talked about a lot of really interesting like mushrooms in terms of like the very like leafy ones and different that kind of come out, and,
Right.
like, kind of mushroom styles.
Yeah.
But there's also a lot of those that end up creating these interesting lattice shapes, right? So that are almost like very geometric. So
Yeah.
we are looking at, I would say, a combination of like multiple mushroom cultures that have been like combined together with this process.
Right.
So in terms of these mushrooms that are creating, geometric, almost like square-ish shapes on some levels. So I'm imagining, you said like tall buildings that are happening here as well? Or
I mean,
tallish?
they're all sorts, but this area does not shy away from height.
Cool. So I would say that how this separates from the other villages that we've been looking at, which have a primary focus on like being temporary, right, and moved and reconstructed or set up and left, right. There are a lot of like very natural environments and then individual spots popped up here or there, right, like mushrooms and things that are used. This is absolutely different and integrated.
Let me interject something and say that when you were viewing this area from outside of the hallucinatory terrain, you did not see any height whatsoever on these. So it's sort of like that hallucination sort of encompassed this entire area where once you're in here, you're like kind of looking up in awe.
So I'm going to say, like, I'll add personally twofold things to this. One, I think there are some buildings that are so tall that they're but at the top, like they have these edges that are curved in the very mushroom-like cap-like that are obviously like up against the magical barrier to a certain extent, so it's like they are right behind but capable of sort of like looking through the magical barrier with like this very like edge, almost like these like lookout tower kind of elements of like being present there at the edge, right? And then towards the ground, this lattice work builds up this foundation. So there's almost like this street level view where there's like elevated walkways and different pieces that are from this like multi-level, like sort of open fungal growths on the base level. And so, like, there are, you imagine like crosswalks and different pieces and things that are above. Like, there's a lot of interdimensionality and tunnels happening. So there could be a lot of, like, at the peak of this, so much population flow, like, moving in different directions at different levels, like, kind of surprisingly so, as opposed to singular paths.
Yeah, when you've got, like, the shingle fungus that you see growing on trees that, like, can come out of two stalks, and then you have a bridge.
Exactly.
Right.
And so there's absolutely stuff like that is just connected.
But there are lots of bridges that have like just like maybe 6 inches or a foot or two gap between them, so you have to like
nothing's symmetrical or perfect.
A lot of them
all
are
the
pretty
time.
close, but just enough to be inconvenient they're like this or
Yeah.
this or
Yeah. You have to be, you got to be aware of your surroundings.
you can't push
I mean,
a cart too well.
I would say they've grown together or in some areas have grown together at this point. So it's
It's
like two bridges
like
that
a
come together
gradient.
and then are like a weird, so it'd be like a weird pothole.
Yeah.
Go, right.
Uh-huh.
What? Mind the gap. We're going there.
Anybody else?
No, I think that's a cool explanation.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay.
So now
I'll keep
picture that entire situation kind of dripping with wet.
They're all inky caps.
Yeah, they're really
Not original.
everything is wet and dripping and
Same.
very almost viscous looking.
Can I make an insight check to know if I should punch it? Like if I should touch it.
Your answer is always punch it.
To touch it. Like, or
I'm
should we
gonna
not
just
touch
give
it?
this one to you.
Yeah, don't
Probably
touch
not.
it. Yeah, don't touch it.
Yeah.
Don't touch the black tar goop, please.
Well, how are we gonna walk? Oh, I forgot. Time gave me shoes.
Yeah.
Damn right.
And
I was barefoot
Bird
before.
pulls out a parasol from somewhere, and you're like, "Where the fuck did you get that?"
off into the distance, I mean, you know this for sure, Keth, and also Zeph knows this, is that in the center of this place is the sort of like holy grounds that one would go to pay homage and worship. Not necessarily worship, but homage to the mycelium. And it's a massive raised giant gazebo that if you were looking at it from an aerial view, which is actually pretty rare considering the hallucinatory terrain, it actually from a aerial view it looks like a giant sun.
Giant red sun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the top of the
It's a
gazebo.
big fuck you to the Fallenstein and
Yeah.
flying over.
And you know that the hallucinatory terrain didn't always exist, but in the last maybe 20 years,
They've added it in.
Yeah, they've added it in because they decided to build up the city and actually make it taller, and that for whatever reason the orcs don't populate here, but you also know that it is their dream to populate here. So
To like actually be stationary somewhere.
yes, and you don't.
If I can add a piece like visualization now that you're kind of
Please.
describing it a little more too, I'd say those like taller kind of buildings. I'm imagining like there's sort of this like shelf mushroom wall to a certain extent going up around the city. And it's like broken in areas and it's easy for us to go through. Right, it's not a barrier necessarily. I don't know, but like add a lot of these like maybe like 6 like hexagonal points. Around or where those large towers are coming up, kind of looking out at the dome, but all like they are at like spokes of the sun, sort of like coming out from that very central point, kind of like almost as if the city itself was sort of like following along that sun pattern.
Yeah,
and especially now because of the dome of the hallucinatory.
It's very
terrain.
circular.
You got it.
Yeah, it's very circular. So like those towers only come up so far, but inwards, like the towers come up higher and higher, right? Like following along the shape of
Matching
the dome.
the sphere.
Exactly, filling all of the space in a very like efficient way.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
fascinating.
Give you another visual.
I wonder if
You're on the
I wonder if
inside.
through specific enchantments the mushrooms never grow past the hallucinatory terrain because they know the limit.
They
know the
are
barrier.
shade preferring mushrooms, so the twilight encourages their growth, and when they try and reach out into the sunlight, it kicks them back.
God damn, that's good. Yeah.
Like they literally can't extend past the hallucinatory terrain without like shriveling.
Yep.
They can't survive in
So
light levels
therefore,
over
it's a
7.
natural barrier for them.
Right.
Thanks for giving me something to work with.
Yeah, perfect. And so you all. So what I will say is that you see blobtars everywhere to the degree where it's concerning, but it's not really threatening. You know how, and I'm talking about like the low, like the really slow blobtars.
Ones, yeah.
It's not.
Stage one
It's
blobtar.
concerning, but it's not to the point where you need to like worry about dodging or getting out of the way. you're at the point now where you feel like you can navigate pretty easily around them. There's a lot of them over in that direction. Let's circumnavigate around here, that kind of thing. You even see a couple of the the ones that you just fought.
Upgraded Taurus.
Yeah, and you also see that a few of them are actually not orcs, but they are dwarves, suffering from the same like pustule-ridden disease or malady that
They just do it
orcs.
much more handsomely.
Arguable. You're in the wrong forest for that argument.
Totally true. And so you're taking kind of a back way in, avoiding maybe a horde of blobtars over to your right. And as you're coming around and heading up this sort of switchback that turns into this causeway, and then back down again, you're looking up and you think you can see the Rising Sun gazebo up top, and then an arrow.
We're stealth. Can we like make a stealth check? Because I've cast Pass Without Trace before we left.
You did, yeah.
Just throwing that out there. We are in a shadowy bubble and we hard to see.
Yeah, but Joy sneezed.
So
No.
I'm going to give you an
You have to roll
answer
for
to
it.
that real soon.
Look, he's allergic to a lot of stuff, all right?
Living.
Give me a second here.
Being pleasant.
Life cleric. Bedside manner.
Yeah, he's not a great life cleric.
I feel like
You're all right,
Joy's been
He's an experimental
decently
life cleric.
pleasant.
Yes. He's personable.
Okay, so then
Arguable.
at that point, I would ask all of you to make stealth checks, as you did before.
Same thing for the NPCs too. Yeah.
Please, yep. The more
Oh,
the merrier.
yeah.
Big money, no whammies.
That's a 27
Lee got
for
a
Joy.
20.
Oh, ooh,
Kev
and
got
a
a
fucking
34.
32 for Michaud.
A lot.
Okay, I'm
Sorry.
Don't yell at numbers. I'm going to go around starting with Ashleen. So you,
Kef got a 34
Uh-huh.
and Bogey got a 30.
okay? Joy,
Joy has 27, Michaud at 32.
okay? Time.
Uh-oh.
Cleaver has 27 and Time has 29.
Okay.
Oh.
Did really well.
What does that smile mean?
Oh my God,
Gas.
names. So many.
Berg.
Zephenberg, got it.
It's both the monosyllabic names.
I'm really kind of out of it today. I apologize.
Berg got a 28 and Zeph got a 23.
You rolled well.
I rolled
None of
well.
us got lower than a 20. Fuck yeah.
Except
All
for
right.
Kelly. God damn it, Kelly.
Pretty sure Kelly's dead.
No, she's with the.
He.
He's with the. With
confused me for a
the.
So I'm going to
Cleric.
reverse the scenario for a second.
Joy.
You shouldn't.
I'm going to say
Kill
that
it.
an arrow
Yeah.
gets fired,
Mm-hmm.
but it doesn't get fired in your direction. It actually gets fired kind of off the side. You actually hear the arrow, but it doesn't stick anywhere near you.
Got a sniper.
And you hear a couple of voices from a little far away.
Roll perception, see if I can see JFK.
And I will say that Time is probably the only person that's going to hear specifically what those voices say. And the
Come
voice,
on.
the voice says, "It must have been something else. It's not them."
Do I notice where it's coming from? With that level of clarity, do I get at least a direction of what?
Somewhere very near
coming.
the gazebo of the Red Sun.
Coming from that grassy knoll.
I don't know. I described it as a gazebo, but it's really like an outdoor temple.
I'm picturing
like
like an
a-
open, like, Grecian, like, where they go and, like, talk to each other and there's columns, but they're
Yeah, I was
Totally.
picturing like,
you know
like
what I
the
mean?
Yeah.
Parthenon
Except there's
or the Pantheon, which is the
yes.
colony one.
Shaped like red sun.
Which
No,
is
I
the
said
Greek
there
one?
is a
Which is the
Greek.
Roman one?
Uh,
Yeah.
The Parthenon, I think is what
the
I'm thinking.
Parthenon is a temple to Athena.
Anyway, yeah. Cool. So it's kind of the direction where we expected it to be coming from anyway, but I was just like,
Pantheon?
time gives like motion.
So long story short is you feel like you all know where they are, but they do not know where you are.
Yeah. Surprise route.
silently.
Surprise. route.
I'm gonna give Lee a pep talk real quick.
Silently, because stealth. Swear to God.
In
Roll
wait, Lee is half elf.
She is a
An
full
elf.
I believe.
So that's why
She
it's not
happened
working
to
out
know
for you.
Dwarven Sign Language.
No.
What's
Who doesn't?
You just see Berg just like fiddling with one of their daggers, like, come on.
I mean, you might be able to speak in like baby pigeon talk, because didn't we talk about how Dwarven and Elvish had a base root? You were mentioning something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know
You guys
how.
have- you guys ever seen Gravity
to go
Falls?
grab Rom. I love Gravity Falls.
I'm like the old man. I'm like,
Okay, I don't understand what's going on.
I don't either.
I'm trying to communicate quietly to be like, I know you know these people. We're not gonna hurt them. So on and so forth. We just want to talk. We don't want to get stabby. We don't want to. That one wants to get stabby, but we're not gonna get stabby until things go bad.
She says,
"Are you okay?
Put in something.
Are you okay with
I
this?"
don't know how you expect to do that and harm to you. They are under the same impressions that I was under.
But I'm
Meanwhile, time's like, I'm gonna kill everyone.
I've spent the last 20 years getting people who want to hurt me to not hurt me, so I've gotten pretty good at this.
Well, good luck. This is a group of
You ended up
people.
here.
It's not just one or two people.
Oh no, yeah, but I'm friendly with everybody here.
Sure kicks Joy in the shins.
All right.
Stealthy.
It hurts.
Keth is
I
like
roll for it hurts.
Keth like makes a signal that's like
It hurts
move out,
13.
and you all know that if you don't follow my cloud, you're gonna be popping visibility in a second.
Yeah, no. First,
I scurry along. Well, we're still moving. We're just having like.
Shut up. And just, let's go kill people.
You know when like the big sibling is bullying the little sibling, but they're in the car with the parents, how it's in like really hushed voices, but everyone can still hear? That's what's going on here.
So here's what I'm going to say.
Moving on.
As we move, I'm just like dipping a couple daggers into my poison. I got 3.
Okay. So I'm going to say that with the teamwork and proficiency that you are all used to showing together, plus the sort of the extra, I mean, like Michaud's like right on top of the whole teamwork thing. Zeph is right there. Cleaver's trying to keep up, but is really I don't know, for lack of a better term, obedient and like on top of things.
Shadowing Bogue.
Shadowing, yeah. And then Bogenschultz is just a fucking shadow.
Just a bad
I will say
ass.
that you all utilize this advantage that you have and begin to surround it in a strategic way. That's the first thing I'm going to say. The second thing I'm going to say is that time. You hear a voice next to you and says, "You know you're all gonna die, right?" And you look.
Fuck off, Morel.
Yeah. Well, you say that. You say that, and it is Morel. But when you look at Morel, and keep in mind, this is someone that you actually love and respect.
Yeah.
They're just leaking blood from their slit throat.
Straight hit.
And she says, "It's like you're looking into a mirror." Just leaking blood. And her eyes sort of sink into their skull to the point where there's just nothing there. And you hear a very hollow voice that says, "It's only a matter of time, my dear." And
You don't know because
that's
you haven't been
where we'll end
exhausted.
tonight.
Morel is the rock queen.
No, she got taken over by the Marquay.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
So here's where we're going to start when next we play. We're going to have a nice battle mat out. It might not be a grid mat, but it's going to be it's going to use our little meeples, and it's going to be dry erase. So we're going to actually have like a nice visual component to the battle.
Yes.
Because this is definitely a battle that we want that.
I'm
for.
going to paint the shit out of my meat.
Wait, we're fighting something? Sorry.
Yeah.
No.
You're fighting something other than like mindless blobtars and whatnot.
We're just hanging out, having a cup of tea.
That's my plan.
So that's what you can expect for next session.
Cool.
All right.
Yeah.
So excited.
So keep your strategy hats on because it's gonna be fun.
All right.
And I will say that I will do my very best to sort of like make it visually apparent the 3D quality of everything leading up to the sort of Temple of the Red Sun.
Cool.
Nice.
As per like all the description that happened, the bridges of sort of like fungi that are sort of like, unevenly sort of like making.
Is this
their way
temple at
towards
the
each
very
other.
center?
Is at the very center.
So, unless you want to counter this, I think this would be really cool. So, like I was mentioning, like the things coming up 3-dimensionally, along the dome,
Mhm.
right? The center is fucking down the ground, right, or close to, right? Like is dipped, right? Where the temple actually is kind of below, like almost it's surrounded by these mushrooms that are coming up.
That's what I was picturing.
Because-
Too.
That makes sense too. If it used to be a big like "fuck you, son" to the and then you build
things
up around
built
it.
around it, but left that area. But in that sense, like the way things have been built up, based upon where we are in our orbit around the dual suns,
Right.
the shadows at different like the equinox, right, around cast onto the sun in different ways. So like there's some very distinct what shadows are there in the Twilight that we have, or at least
Yeah.
originally was,
Yeah.
right? Because Manhattan does the same thing. Right, there's sort of this joke about Manhattanhenge on a astronomical level, right? Because the way New York works out is like such this grid, north, south, east, west,
Mhm.
that during the equinoxes, sunrise and sunset, the sun rises due east and sets due west, and so the shadow, like everything, like the sun is directly in the center of all of the east-west avenues. I forget how New York works out.
Mhm.
Like the avenues or streets, whatever it's called, like is the due east-west. So there's a strange like shadow effect that happens in New York. This would be a similar thing with all of these mushroom structures towards the very center. All of the shadows are running directly along in the equinoxes.
Yeah, I love that. So what?
So with that, I would say because it is a temple, before all the stuff grew up around it, it still would be like slightly elevated.
That's exactly
Yes.
what I was gonna say. That's,
not perfect ground.
that's exactly what I was just gonna
Yeah.
say.
Sit down. Yeah, not perfect.
Yeah.
I agree.
Like there's still gonna be those bridges going up to it because like
Oh
you're
yeah,
going
there's
to
still
be
structures.
high holy place.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so maybe like if the hallucinatory terrain dome were to be, I don't know, like 250 feet tall from like the very center up top, the Temple of the Red Sun is probably about 50 feet high.
Yeah.
I would say that sounds
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
So things are kind of build in the zone,
Yeah,
which
that's
is
what I was
still like
thinking too.
above the ground level, like what we talked about in terms of causeways and different bits. Like it's at that peak, but like everything else is fallen away from it. Like
It's
that
actually
way
always
visual.
This is actually a really good opportunity. Does anyone else imagine anything around the temple that's like, oh, I wish that was there?
Around the temple, I imagine almost an absence of things more than a presence of things.
Around the temple?
Yeah, just like in like
There's
For
a
how many
space
feet?
from the building.
How many feet?
oh, I don't know, like
How big
probably
is the city? How big is the temple? If you had to
yeah. How
give
big
a
is
rough-
the temple?
a rough guess,
If I had to
foot-wise.
give a rough guess, I would say 100-foot diameter.
So I would say another like
Yeah, I would say
50 feet
50 feet
in each
outside
direction.
of that is going to be, because it is a temple, like it's
Mhm.
going to be fairly clear ground.
Yeah.
So that you
not
like
bare but
You
sparse.
see it and own
get,
it.
well, you get the majesty when you're
Yeah.
walking
Yeah,
up to it.
like
Okay.
like
Yeah,
maybe
I
a
like
couple
that a
of
lot.
fountains, or well, I guess not fountains anymore, but former fountains, but not like built up area.
Oh, there's going to be fountains.
Good
Of
fountains
ooze and
of
shit that's gonna kill
Gurgling
us.
pus.
That's pus fountains.
I'm
No.
gonna throw one
The
of these
worst one.
motherfuckers in a pus fountain.
Jesus Christ.
Buzz fountain.
Okay.
It's not a nice thing to call teenagers.
Well, there you have it.
There you have it.
Thanks. I honestly
There you have it.
I wasn't in a
It's
very
clear around
great
it,
space
and
tonight,
walk
so I hope
Never
it
in a great
was
space.
fun and entertaining.
Your
Yeah.
space was
Yes.
awesome space
Cool.
for me.
I love being in
Cool.
your space.
Great. I love being in your space. Thanks for joining us.
Aw.
Also on
Um,
my space at wait,
no.
do we have one? Nope.
No, the abandoned amusement park of the internet.
Yeah.
Thank you, especially to
So
all of our patrons. You have made all this possible, and
Yes,
we're
patrons.
continuing
Holy
to
crap.
just make things better little by little.
Happy
and it's a process,
Friday.
but yeah, we're having fun with it. Stay tuned next week for the Trappist Transfer, our sci-fi show that's just getting its legs.
Side
Yeah.
note, not related to that. We're like coming up on a year of filming, right?
We're past a year.
Yeah.
Oh,
Happy past a
Jesus.
year of filming.
Yay.
I don't know the exact time. I know is right around now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got life things going on, but I figured. So hey, happy year. Thanks for
Yeah,
Yay.
no, it actually feels really. I mean, like in retrospect, it feels really good in terms of like where we're at and how we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of feel like
Agreed.
we've always been doing this. And I know we haven't been, but like this is the new normal.
Mhm.
Yeah, well, and that's an interesting thing because I feel like I had to do this for a little bit and experience it for a little bit in order to actually feel like it's normal, and it now feels like it's normal, and that feels good.
Yeah.
For a while it didn't. For a while it felt weird, and so I feel good about it. Yeah, and it's really it's been a journey for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you
Don't
all, you
stop
all make it so straight. So I really
believing.
love you and appreciate you.
We love you too, bud.
Y'all.
Okay.
Cheers,
All
man.
right, I'm hitting the outro button. Peace.
Peace.
Later.
Boy.
Howdies.
Oh, also we're on Spotify.